Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everybody. Today I'm with Shah Saab 28. Assalamu alaikum Shah Saab.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
How are you guys? This is just a half an hour program just before Sedi. We thought we'll catch up with a program that we done earlier on this week, and we done the Ouija board on that program. And I thought, well, it's time to just recap for half an hour some of the things that we experienced and others experienced while we were doing the Ouija board. Is it live? Check.
Yes, live. Everything is okay.
So
everything is sorted.
A couple of questions that arose from there, and a couple of emails I got from friends, and a couple of WhatsApp text messages, like a very good brother of mine, Saqib from Bury, and others I won't name. Saqib, a very open guy, and basically there was an interest, Shah Saab, from the public.
1 second.
Yeah, you check.
Yeah.
What we're doing is just a rough program. We had no plans to sit and discuss this. But we thought we'll give a soft program for half an hour before we do the official program with other questions and read through everybody and read through everybody's comments and respond to each one once we got the whole picture. But just for the interest that's been building, we haven't read and we haven't got back to everybody as it is, but we soon plan to in an official program, discussing it in a lot more depth.
Okay. Sorry.
So Shah Saab, what I wanted to talk about is we did the Ouija board in 28. I don't believe anybody else has tried this. They have in places in their own world, but first time live from 28. We wanted to cross some boundaries to see the truths and to see whether these are possibilities where we can cross from this side to the other side and there is a communication. What we all experienced was very real. Mani Bhai was there, Mustafa Bhai from Geo was there, and this is on YouTube for everybody to watch. Wajid Lone is there from Halifax. Shoaib Awan from Dalda Group was there doing the Ouija board with us, and there was approximately about...
They were basically, educated people. From common backgrounds.
Educated people, people of the background from media.
Yeah.
From background of owners of companies and CEOs. There were 15 people there, 1 or 2 barrister and a solicitor was there, all educated, and trying it in front of such a crowd. Nobody's trying to delude anybody, anybody's trying to mislead anybody. The glass actually moved.
Yes.
This was the very interesting part, and it's an experience for me first time, because all up until today the discussions we've had about the Ouija board built the interest. Because you are a spiritual personality, your father was a great spiritual personality as well. Same with the grandfather. It's a lineage of spirituality. That's what we deal with in 28.
Spirituality.
Because of that, this was a first-hand experience of us having the contact for the first time on the other side. Whereas I know firsthand, you always have that contact on the other side whenever it's needed, and through experiences, personal or otherwise, that I've seen, the contact's always been there. But this one, it enabled us, it gave us a tool to make contact where you were able to run it, in fact. At the point where we were sat for 28 minutes or 30 minutes.
Yeah, on the board.
There was no contact. But when then you started us off, and you said you're going to start us off, and you said now there's a spirit here, and then you were sort of guiding it. And every time this guidance came, and it came to a point where you said, yes, there is a spirit in now, it'll start moving, and it did start moving. How was it you were able to see that? Well, I know that you're able to see it. I just want for the viewers to get an in detail first-hand explanation from yourself.
This is what I say. If you go backtrack in the initial programs on YouTube, everything is there. That on DM Digital, when I started off, we started off with a promo of like 30 seconds. And in that we used to say, in Urdu, there was words, Roohaniyat ka taalluk Rooh se hai. Spirituality deals with spirits. Very simple thing. Something to do with the spirit. Now the thing is, when you talk about spirituality, automatically spirituality is an extension of a word to spirit.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And this is what we deal with. If anyone, even if I say I'm a spiritualist, I'm a Roohani person, I'm a spiritual person, and I can't contact spirits, that means that I'm not a spiritualist.
Right.
I'm not a Roohani person. I might be a Ibadat Guzar, I might be anyone else, but you're not a spiritualist. To be a spiritualist, you must be having some know-how about spirits. See, everyone knows, or a common people, for a common person, me, you, anyone else, we know, we all here, we have to die.
Yeah.
We know there is a spirit, it will go in the grave, kalma pucha jayega, then we know everything, the farishta will come and everything, Hazrat Israel will come and take out
Fundamental belief.
Fundamental belief.
Yeah.
We know everything. But the ones who deals with spirits, he becomes the spiritualist. Now, to deal with the spirits, there are many ways, because we mostly use the kya kehte hain usse? Holy books, any book. I'm not talking about the Quran only, any book, because it is a holy book. You can't deny that. But the thing is that who deals with that, then that makes them a spiritualist, because the thing is that those books have come from the other side.
Would you say is the Batini side?
Yes, the side that only the people who can see, who Allah Ta'ala wants them to show, He shows them, and they can see the Batin side.
Would you say that comes under the eternal truth?
Yes, the other side is all truth.
Yeah.
This side is all lie. That's what I say. That's what my father used to say. Ye sab jhoot hai. Ye sara jhoot hai. Ye dhong hai.
At what point then did you know that it was a demon and not a spirit?
Because the thing is that when you now, if you go on the board, I'll talk about the board first. If you go on the board, and the board, when the glass started to move, one thing, the movement of the glass. If it's too rapid and it's circling, that means it's a bad spirit. It's messing. See, that's the only point of contact for him and you.
Yeah.
Now, he can't go and shatter the TV or drop the glass or something like that. That has happened in Ouija boards.
It has.
There are experiences.
One of the comments I got.
But not in this place. It hasn't happened up till today. Well, we did it only once just to see how it is. But that is the point of contact. As we were messing around on the glass, the same thing he or she would do. But that's the only thing they know. That's the only point of contact you have established with, because there has to be some sort of portal or medium or something there for the spirit and you to have some sort of connection, not contact, connection. And that was the connection. As soon as the glass swiveled, I understood it's a bad demon, and I could see with my eyes closed. To see a spirit, you don't need to have your eyes closed, but when you close your eyes, when a spiritualist or a medium or mystic closes his eyes, he can see what normally, when you close your eyes, you can see nothing. But the best part is the people who can see, they see with their closed eyes. That's when they can see. And that's where the eternal truth and everything comes from, the closed, shut eyes. The open eyes, everything is alive.
To have a board, to have letters of the alphabet, to have numbers, to have a yes and a no and a goodbye. Is that the powers of the writing?
No,
or
that's
is it the energy of the people?
No, that's the energy of the people. It drains the energy of the people. That's why if you noticed, Mani had a headache. People watching the Ouija board, I'm not talking about one, numerous people. I've got loads of WhatsApp messages that why did we get a headache? Why did we get a headache just by watching the program?
And why was that?
Because the thing is that there's a spirit.
So if there's a spirit that comes into...
And the worst thing is that the people with me, most of them have had or are currently going through a spiritual problem. So they feel the effect straight away. Because their soul basically has seen that side. They can't notice it, but their soul has seen it. And when they are watching, the spirit is watching as well, and their soul is absorbing that energy. And that is enough to do. You don't need to do anything more. And then your body starts to react to it.
Yeah, okay. What like you say, portal. I'm sort of seeing the science behind the Ouija board now. I talk a lot about science, but I mean, there's explanations behind this for a common person to understand.
But I'll say one thing, that this is something that there is no science behind it. It's just the energies used by the people sitting on it.
Science has always been good at explaining something. So we can grasp it. That's the only terminology I'm looking for. Like, was it the powers of the letters and then the 4 people that give their energy, and then they call out using voice, and then the spirit appears, moves the glass. Where did it come through the window? Did it come through the door? Where did the spirit come from? Does it come from the floor? Does it already...
See, spirits travel everywhere.
So it's a travelling spirit while we're calling.
While we're calling, the board was on, the medium was there, and I just came in. And the best part is I didn't say it that day, and even now I shouldn't say it. I knew there will be a bad spirit on it that will come. Now people will think that itni yahan zikr hota hai, ibadat hoti hai. But why did a demon come? Why did a bad spirit come?
How was it able to enter?
How was it able to enter?
Mm.
This is what happens when you do wrong things.
Mm.
Ouija board is not something that you should be doing.
So it's not
You shouldn't be
permissible.
nobody should be contacting any spirits.
Mm.
The only thing is that if you want to dream, dream about your parents, or maybe your brothers, sisters, or maybe someone who
Then it
passed
becomes
away.
a controversial issue to handle now. The controversy behind it all is if we're not to contact the other side.
Yeah.
Spiritualists have knowledge from the Quran.
Spiritualists only contact the other side.
So what's the right and wrong in that thing?
The wrong is that is the practice of it. Is the practice of it. It's
How?
nothing wrong in the practice. What they do after that.
Mm.
What basically what are they achieving from it?
Mm.
See, there's nothing wrong in eating lamb.
Mm.
But what you do after that, that is the problem, isn't it? The same thing works with this. ठीक है, you can contact spirits. Mediumship जो है basically a spiritual person.
Lamb might not be a good example.
Yeah.
I might say, now this might take us off the subject.
Yeah.
Might be controversial.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Drinking is prohibited.
It's completely wrong.
वो तो पीना ही मना है.
But
Yeah.
can we say, like, अगर वो पीना मना है
हाँ.
और contact हमें दूसरी साइड से करना भी मना है.
नहीं,
तो हम कह
मना से
सकते हैं-
मतलब 1 minute. There is no such thing as there is a no to it. Sharab you can't compare to roux.
There's no comparison.
There is no comparison.
There's a stamp on sharab.
There is
so
stamp
no.
on sharab. That's no. That's a no.
So
That's-
is there a stamp on this for us?
No, there is no stamp on it.
So then who says it? That's wrong.
But it is wrong. It's not right. How can now? For example, now how is it wrong? For example, like my father's passed away. Now somebody on the Ouija board tries to call him on the Ouija board, and if I find out, what will I start to think?
You'll feel disrespected.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's wrong.
The rights have been violated.
The rights have been violated, and it's wrong. You don't what do you call it? देखो चीज ये है कि he is basically gone. The spirit is gone. Allah Ta'ala has finished him from this world.
They
We
say
have
rest
no
in
right.
peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
We don't want to make that unrest. We don't want to. We shouldn't be disturbing them. But spiritualists, जो है, basically the thing is that the other thing I would like to rephrase here, not rephrase, basically just give a more explanation about the spiritualist. It doesn't mean a spiritualist is always in contact with spirits. There are other things as well.
Entities,
मलाइका
beings,
मलाइका तबा ताबाइन फरिश्तों से तो नहीं होता राब्ता, मुवक्किलों से होता है, जिन्नातों से होता है. This is what happens because it's the other side. This is what you get from the other side.
Not to say that if it's not spiritualists, the public in general have issues.
Yeah.
Possessions, hauntings,
And this,
problems,
that and the other. Yes.
spiritual entities.
And how these problems arise? These are the things that cause problems.
So that makes sense then. At least there's a doctor for the problem.
Yeah, there are loads of doctors around.
Tabiba, like they say.
Tabiba, yeah. And remember one thing, Quran is called hikmat. The holy
Beshak,
books,
Beshak.
the holy books are called hikmat. See, now we're talking about chalo Islam.
Of course, if they didn't allow the space to deal with this problem, there won't be no hikmat in this area.
Now I'll give an example of Christianity. ठीक है, we are Muslims, we believe eternally that Islam is the religion. But जहाँ तक इस चीज़ का सवाल है, exorcism. How do they do that?
Yeah.
From the Holy Bible, because that's a holy book. And they use the holy water. वो दम का पानी है, isn't it? They
Yeah.
use the cross,
Yeah.
isn't it? So that shows that in every book there is a margin for this thing and there is a way. That means that these things do happen and there are certain things to do for it.
There's a cure to the problem.
There is a cure to a problem. But what do you call it? Out of, I should say, like these days, unfortunately, I'll put it down this way: every second person thinks that they are possessed. If the car doesn't start, somebody's done something.
I'm having a bad time.
No, bad time to hota hai.
3 times bad luck strike out.
Yeah, and somebody has done something, and this
Mentality,
mindset.
yeah.
This is a wrong mindset. This is not the mindset. If the car is not starting, there must be something wrong with the car.
Logical explanation.
Logical explanation. If you're looking for a job and you're not getting it, there should be a logical explanation for that as well. Sometimes you're not a qualified physician, and you're trying to get a job in the NHS. I'm just giving a hypothetical example, not pinpointing anyone. And they are struggling to get that job. That means that you're not meant to be there.
You're not qualified for it?
You're not qualified for it, and there must be a logical explanation towards it. Either your qualifications, or maybe there is some in the marking, or maybe your way of giving the interview. Maybe your hands are not stable in NHS because you have to do needles, pins, and as well. Your hands have to be stable as well. There must be something or the other there. See, you can't have everything you want to.
You can't put everything down in superstition.
That's where the Almighty comes in, that He has everything He wants to. He's the only one who has everything, and that's it. And we can't have everything. Yes, we can have certain things to a certain extent by reading, practices, or whatever we do. I'm talking about this, I'm talking about across the board, any religion. The thing is that we can have certain things, but certain things we have to then let go. My father used to say in Urdu कि ये ना सोचो कि आपकी मर्जी क्या है, ये ढूंढो कि उसकी मशीयत क्या है. Don't think that what is your wish, look what He wants. That's more easy to find. And when you leave it to Him, is the best thing to do. I'm talking about every religion.
Okay. So coming back to the Ouija board now, again, I mean the explanation behind it, scientifically or otherwise, just an explanation. The powers of the letters or the numbers, do they have any value? Yes, no?
No.
So it's just boiled down to the energy of the 4 people who are doing it?
Who are sitting on it, who are doing the board.
What's the aspect of the portal then?
What? The portal opens because the spirit has to come from that side to this side. See, passing is something different.
So even if it was passing through by here,
but
it's still passing on that side.
Yeah, it's that side. But to come on this side to a physical contact, because that is a physical contact that it made.
So something has to open up.
Something has to open up, and then it comes through, and then it has to go back as well.
So where's the line between that side and this side if it's here?
There is no line, because the line is basically an imaginary drawn thing. Line, we call it a line.
Could we explain it a little bit different?
Yeah.
Like a prism, like these scientific explanations. They shine a light through a prism. They shine a white light through one side, and it splits the light.
And it blasts open from the other side.
The colours of the rainbow come out on the other side. Could it be that the light that we see and rebound through our eyes, the vision, that has other dimensions within it that we don't see, like them colours, unless it's split open for us?
Okay, now there's a very interesting question. I won't take the name. I have a question. You said, sorry, there's a spelling mistake there. Spirits can't move things, only jinn can. Then who was glass moving? Who was moving? It's written because it's a text message every day. These days the words are going smaller and smaller. Then who was moving the glass? It was a demon or a spirit? The glass moving is an energy from within ourselves. Otherwise, if the spirit would have been, or the demon. See, the demon is a bad spirit. You can call it a demon or a spirit. It's the same thing. One second. The glass moving, that is the energy from 4 people. And that's what I say, that we are loads of energy. We have loads of energy, but we don't utilize it. Now, the thing is that if the spirit was moving it, why did we have to keep our finger on it?
Yeah, we
should have just left it there, and any spirit passing by.
So no. Yeah, true.
Come on, move the glass. But what do you call it? This is how it is. The energy it uses from ourselves.
I think to expand on and probably try and answer the question on another level, the spirit can move the glass. The demon can move the glass.
Okay, there's another question here. 1 second, I missed it.
Can I continue with this 1 second?
Yeah, you continue.
The spirit can move a glass,
Okay.
The demon can move a glass. The difference is if a spirit was here, it can't physically touch anything.
Yeah.
Whereas if a jinn was here, he could physically touch
That's what the
anything.
question was, that if we call a jinn like that, is it possible? Jinn won't come like that.
No.
No, because the jinn is a being.
Yeah. And we just heard something just now.
Yeah, somebody's
Did you hear
knocking
that?
at the door, yeah.
So just for the viewers, we just heard a knock on the wall. I don't know whether it picked up on the camera or not.
Yeah, because the next door neighbor is
And to
empty.
answer somebody who WhatsApped me, these things are normal in this house. It just
these
comes
things
and
are
goes.
normal,
It
yeah.
happens.
But the jinn, basically, we can't call him because it's a being. A spirit is not a being.
Spirit is a deceased being?
A spirit is a deceased being.
Or
Now, why can't we call the spirits that have not been allocated with the body? I'm just talking in simple English.
Yeah, the
common
spirits
people.
that haven't even
have been born. Yeah, but they are not basically they are existing, but they are not shown or present. Now you can imagine the power of the Almighty Allah Ta'ala. That what power He has.
And we can then never get it. We can never imagine it.
You can imagine this bit that our spirit has always been there, and it is kept somewhere, Pak, Saf.
There's another dimension for
That's another dimension for it, which the dimension nobody talks about. But I will talk about this, but later on, on a later stage, because this is another subject that will take us nearly 60 hours. But you can imagine the power of Him. How He has basically put everything in every slot. And there are practices and ways and tariqe for the Urdu ones that we can access these things, except the ones that are not coming.
Well, coming back to a previous program which we've done.
Yeah.
Ameline, guys who practice.
Yeah.
Who then take that practice to a level where they use for self.
Yeah, self-interest.
Self-interest.
Yeah.
Like in previous programs we discussed, some Ameline go out their way to stake out some accidents or whatever.
Yeah.
When they see the spirits, they actually they get a hold of it. They control the spirit. What benefit do they get from that?
This question was asked that day 3 times, and 3 times I replied half of it, and half of it was left. But today I'll make sure I complete it. The Ameline, they go and wait there. When the spirit comes out, they take over the spirit. Because the Ameline, because they have the power.
Yeah.
They can do it. It's not a big deal. You can do it. Because I know how to do it. I haven't done it because it's wrong practice, but I know how to do it. And it can be done. They get themselves possessed with the spirit. Because they can control the external spirit. Well, if you truly ask Amil, I knew someone, and he wasn't a wrong-doing Amil, he was a right-doing Amil. यानी कि वो नूरी का Amil था. He had nearly 17 or 7, I can't remember. मेरे बचपन की बात है. And somebody else knows him as well, but I won't take a name of him. He signed a book and gave it to my father. He had 7 or 17 spirits present with him. Jinn spirits.
At any given time.
Any given time.
तो नूरी लिहाज से भी वो कुछ गलत नहीं हो सकता?
गलत तो है, लेकिन the practice of it is wrong. What he does with it, that is wrong. But रूह साथ है तो साथ, he is possessed. See, वो जो जिन्नात कब्जे करते हैं, what do? The जिन्नात is with them, they enjoy it, they chill. एक आम आदमी के साथ जिन्नात लटक जाए तो कायनात पलट जाती है, उसकी जिंदगी तबाह हो जाती है, समझ में नहीं आती, होश ही नहीं रहता, पागल खाने पहुंच जाता है. बट वो जो है पागलपन ही में वो सारे काम करता है. Now back to the question again. The thing is that when they basically absorb the energy of the spirit, they carry the spirit with them, and then they use it. Now what they use it for, they make people possessed with it.
Galat fail.
They send it to people's houses, they send it to people's to people, and they make people possessed with that spirit. And what happens is, when you absorb a good spirit like that and you're using it, that becomes a demon. That becomes a bad spirit. Now, for example, you and me are sitting here. Na haq, यानी कि without any reason, आपको सजा सुना के जेल करा दी जाए. What happens? You become a vigilante. You don't like the system. You go your own way. That's what happens. Yeah. That's how the good spirit becomes a demon. This is one way that happens. जो आमिल करते हैं. लेकिन इसके अंदर नुकसान होता है आमिल को, मैं ये बता दूं. No आमिल is happy like this.
I thought the demon category would have been for jinns and...
No, jinn is not a... Jinn is basically a being.
Creation.
Creation like us, it's a being. The only thing is it hasn't got body.
So it's a misconception.
It's made of fire. Yeah. It's made of fire. We are made of dust. In
the beginning there were 3 made. One of clay, one of fire, one of light.
Yeah. तो ये जो है बेसिकली ये फायरी वाली चीज़ है. ये आग के बने हुए हैं, और इसको क्या कहते हैं उसको, ये...
Is there any spirits apart from human spirits?
जिन्नात के spirits होते हैं.
Jinnats have spirits?
Yeah. And they have names as well. जिन्नातों के नाम भी होते हैं, और बड़े लंबे नाम होते हैं.
I heard one Drakshapurpur. Someone said in the village in Pakistan while I was there, that there's a possession and the name was Drakshapurpur. ऐसे नाम होते हैं.
ऐसे नाम होते हैं अजीब वगैरह. मेरे दिमाग में क्लिक नहीं हो रहा, वरना नाम मुझे भी पता था. जब मैंने उस औरत के 67 निकाले थे, 2-3 नाम मुझे याद रह गए थे उसके. वो याद आएगा तो मैं बताऊंगा.
तो उसकी भी एक रूह है.
क्या उसकी भी रूह होती है? क्योंकि जिन्नातों की जिंदगी होती है, they die, they bury themselves.
Do they have a longer life than
They
us?
have religions as well, by the way.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, they have their own religions as well. कुछ मुसलमान होते हैं, कुछ गैर मुस्लिम होते हैं. अच्छा, आजकल मिसकंसेप्शन ये है कि जो गैर मुस्लिम है वो जो है बैड स्पिरिट, बैड जिन है, वो ऐसा नहीं है.
They're probably like atheists.
Like atheists.
Some of them are very fair.
Yeah. वही तो. They're like Christians, they are like Hindus, they are like other religions. So how can they be bad jinns?
Well, there's misconceptions.
Misconceptions है ना, क्योंकि लोगों को पता ही नहीं है, लोग बातें किताबें लिख रखी हैं, पता नहीं on the सीधी. I've read a lot of things, and that's why I say that the worst knowledge is the knowledge of the books. The books that people have written.
Perverted.
It's not perverted. It's like a. It's more like a. It's a system. You know, it's a system, and what happened is the system slowly and gradually it knew one thing, that by scaring humans, that is where the power is, and this is what is exploiting this. This is exploiting. ये एक्सप्लॉइट वो किताबों के अंदर की यूं होता है, वो होता है, आपकी नौकरी नहीं लगती, किसी ने कुछ कर दिया है, आपसे दांत ब्रश नहीं हो रहा. That's creating fear. देखें, fear एक ऐसी चीज़ है कि ये अगर हो जाए तो आपको समझ में नहीं आता.
So the fear monger, so that people come to them.
People come to them. That's it. अब वो चीज़ यकीन वाली और इस तरह की चीज़ें रही नहीं. अब अजीब व गरीब सिस्टम हो गया.
बंदा जो पढ़ने वाला हो, ये चीज़ें उसको अफेक्ट करती हैं.
लाजमी नहीं है पढ़ने वाला जो है बच जाए.
तो जो 5 वक्त नमाज पढ़ता है,
और नमाज अल्लाह का हुक्म है, उसके अंदर आप कोई एहसान नहीं कर रहे. लोग समझते हैं मैं 5 वक्त का नमाजी हूँ, तो
अगर 5 वक्त सिर्फ
everyone is doing नमाज,
बस सिर्फ 5 वक्त नमाज पढ़ के अपना अकीदा मतलब बिलीफ स्ट्रांग हो कि मुझे कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता, आई एम रीडिंग द 5 टाइम नमाज, बाकी अल्लाह की मर्जी. बाकी
एक मिनट, मैं ये बात मैं बार बार कहता हूँ, और हमारे सिस्टम में दरवेशी में ये कहते हैं, नमाज, रोज़ा, हज, ज़कात एंड द रेस्ट ऑफ द compulsory attributes of Islam or any religion that you have to do. If you don't do it, you're a sinner. Simple सी चीज़ है. If you do it, you're listening to Allah Ta'ala. That's all to it. That is nothing else to do.
That's Sharia.
That's Sharia. That is a must that you have to do. If you're doing it, you go in the good books. If you're not doing it, you go in the bad books. उसका simple formula है. वो है, as you said, there is a line in the middle.
That's black and white.
That's black and white. There's no grey, no pink, no yellow, no nothing in it. No green, no grey. It's just a black and white. Anything you're doing from your own side, that is something that you're doing. You're killing your own time. You're killing your own nafs. अब लोग कहते हैं जी नफ्स मारो. नफ्स कैसे मार दो अपनी नफ्स को? वो एक वर्ड किसी ने भेजा था मुझे, वैद्यतुल, आई डोंट नो, इट्स अ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वर्ड, ठीक है ना, बट I don't do complicated words. I'm very simple, straightforward person. What I am, and this is all you get from me, because this is all I have. The thing is that it's not complicated. It's very simple. अब नफ्स आप अपना नाखून नहीं काट सकते अपनी मर्जी से. नफ्स तो बहुत दूर की बात है. What you don't understand, what you can't see, how are you going to cut it? How are you going to kill it? नफ्स मारने की बात है ना, अपना दिल मार दो. सब कहने की स्टोरियाँ हैं, ये सब सुनने की बात है. ये misconception है. This is the misconception.
False ideals.
These are false ideas.
False standards.
False standards. What? You get people towards you.
Yeah.
You pull people towards you. That's all.
Something sounds good. We want to.
Something sounds good, and नफ्स मारने की बात कर रहे हैं, ये ठीक है.
Because at the bottom of the pit of the heart, some people do have an interest.
Yeah.
For the unknown.
But the only thing that does work, that is read. भले वो किसी religion में हो, read.
Can you give us a Quranic ayat or anything that says read?
Iqra, read.
Iqra.
Read.
Says
First letter. First letter, read. It doesn't say listen, it doesn't say see, it doesn't say speak. It says read.
Is it limited just to read in the Quran?
It's मौला कायनात का फरमान है कुरान के बारे में कि तमाम आयात जितनी कुरान, पूरा नहीं पढ़ूंगा क्योंकि अभी टाइम भी हमारा तकरीबन ख़त्म हो गया, बट तमाम आसमानी किताबों के असरात इस कुरान मजीद में मौजूद है. दैट मीन्स एवरीथिंग, द अब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ ऑल द होली बुक्स दैट केम, द वंस दैट आर नोन टू अस, द वंस दैट आर अननोन टू अस, everything is in the Quran. And the first letter of the Quran was read. That means read. Khatam. Iqra.
Before we go there,
yeah,
what signs can the viewers go away with to see if there's any problematic spiritual problems, jinnat problems in their household, bad energies, bad smells, possessions, hauntings?
The best sign is that what do you call it?
If the children are listening...
Normal से abnormal होना. What do you call abnormal now? Every household has its...
Out of character.
Out of character. Every household has its own character. The kids have their own character. And the parents have their own character. The grandmother or the grandparents, bhatije, banje, everyone has their own character. Anything that is going out of character, that means there is something wrong.
Could I put something to you?
Yeah.
I've seen this, and I think it'll make interest. I think it'll be interesting to see this once again, because every time I see it, it never gets old. If someone is watching and they're possessed or they have got anything problematic, could they phone in live and you could deal with the problem on the phone?
I can't do it, but no.
Not now.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. After Ramzan, I'm going to do this.
Because I've seen this happen when you did it to, no names mentioned, but there was someone on the phone where...
I've done it loads of times.
Yeah, I know.
I've done it today as well in the evening.
Right.
Some guy came with the family, and I did it to him without his knowing, because the family who came to me.
Whether the person is in America, whether they're in Europe, wherever they are in the world, you can do it from here.
It depends on the possession as well. I won't guarantee anything, but what do you call it? I'll try my best. Put it this way. But today, what I did was, the person who brought that family, he's very close to me. He's like he's family-wise to me, and he brought that guy with me. And I told him basically, he said that I said, "There's nothing wrong with you," and I just did it without unknowingly, unwillingly, without his knowing or anything. So whatever is left now, if you want to know brief what has happened, basically there was an exorcism done, whatever was there came out, and now it's here.
So without saying, "In the name of the Lord I possess you," and throwing water on him.
No, I'm not possessing you, I'm unpossessing you.
We compel you, sorry.
No compel you, no nothing. ये इतनी ही देर का काम है. लोग कहते हैं हाजिर हो गई, the words they use, हाजिर तो वो है, सिर्फ जाहिर नहीं हुई.
What process do you do then? Like you sat there, you're talking to him, and what process is taking place?
The background. अभी किसी और दिन ना बात कर लें, क्योंकि वरना सहरी
अभी time भी हो गया, so I think we
pack it in.
So guys, I hope you found it interesting for today, and inshallah we'll see you very soon again. Thank you for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum from me, Khuda Hafiz at the same time.
और मेरी तरफ से भी सलाम अलैकुम and खुदा हाफिज, and inshallah see
Take
you
care,
tomorrow
see you
or
soon.
day after.
ठीक है.
Is it gone? Or is it still there? You're the judge. You're the judge. I'll check it. Don't worry. I think it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. Now it will go.